we will start. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Gajayanam, Namo Sarvasamanam, Mangalam Bhagavan Viru, Mangalam Gautamodam, Mangalam Kunda Kundaryu, Jaina Dharma Sarvamangal Mangalyam Sarvakalyankarikam Pradhanam Sarvadharmanam Jainam Jayatu Shasri Jainam Jayatu Shasri Ida Bhuvan Visam Vitaragya Shiv Swarup Shiv Namaste Sabha Jai Shri Ram. We will start the class, Subhaji. The others will
Yes,
join
yes,
then.
Dee. Yes, Dee. Yes, Dee.
In the last class, we had covered the second dhala. In that, we had discussed the nature of wrong knowledge, wrong faith, and wrong conduct. In that, we saw Grahit Mithya Darshan, Gyan Charitra, and Agrahit Mithya Darshan, Gyan Charitra. So, Agrahit Mithya Darshan entails the mistakes of the soul, which are since eternity, which are regarding the seven fundamental elements. So we saw the main mistakes that the soul has been making. After that, we saw that whatever knowledge is acquired because of such belief is mithya gyan or the wrong knowledge. And then the engagement of the soul in the external activities in rag, dvesh, and the fulfillment of desire. So all these activities were a grahit mithya charitra. After that, we saw Grahit Mithya Charitra, which was the newly acquired uh, delusion in this current world. And then in that, we saw the nature of false gurus, false gods, false dharma. And the common characteristic of these being that they are full of passions, they preach about rag, and overall, Vidrakta is not the goal in any of these false religions or the false conduct which we see. So, this was mainly about it, and there were some symbols to identify false gods, which I said were the Shastras, three Shringar, they are with decorations, weapons, women, and false gurus are the ones who are having some sort of a disguise, ridden with a lot of passion, man kashai, and they are like the stone boat that will sink you in the ocean of miseries. After that, we saw the false shastras, which were full of ekantvad. True Jinvani, the marker for a true Jinvani or the right Upesh is Vitrakta, or the Upesh for eradication of all sorts of passions. No attachment, no aversion. Also, Jinvani says things from multiple points of view. So it's whatever sayings are, they are not contradictory to each other. If there is a contradiction because they are said from two different points of view. So without anekantvad, without syadvad, whatever is being said is a one-sided point of view, ekant, and that leads to delusion. So all such shastras which were ekantvad, dushit, samast, vishayadik, poshak, aprashast, they were inauspicious, they were not worth reading. And taking such updesh of shastras is only going to further lead to miseries because they are going to foster our own false beliefs. So this was all that we had covered in the second dhala in the last class. Today we will start from stanza 14. So, Jo, now this is the description of acquired Mithya Charitra or Grahit Mithya Charitra. Something newly which we have done in this book. Jo Khyati. Khyati means what? Khyati means prosperity, fame. You know, somebody wants to become famous, wants people to praise them. So for that purpose, Khyati Labh. Labh is benefit. Pujadi means again, respect or I want my name and fame. I want people to know me, remember me. You know, my photographs have to be there all around. People have to do my uh, praises and all. So these are the kind of intent for which a person is doing dhari, karat, vividh vidhi dehadah. Dehadah means they are giving some sort of, pain to the body because they want name, fame, prosperity, or some other worldly benefit. Okay. So for that purpose, any kind of bodily activities like they have shown in the picture, a person is hanging upside down and you see people standing on one foot or doing fasts for months together like 108 fasts and 1008 whatever all of that is there is some sort of inner desire for name fame because where you don't have samyak darshan or the true understanding of your soul whatever kind of tap you are doing externally goes in Grahit Mithya Charitra. Okay. So why is it Grahit Mithya Charitra? So in the next line they are saying Atam, Anatam. Atam is self, Anatam is non-self. So I don't know who is the self, who is the non-self. There is no spur and per bhed Vidya. So without that kind of thing, whatever you're doing, JJ Karani Tanak Karanakshil, you are actually causing mortification to the body, you are causing pain to the body, but the benefit which you had to acquire from such kind of stuff is not there. Now Bahubali Muniraj also stood in Kayatsar Mudra for 1 whole year, but he is a true Muniraj Samedrashti soul. So this kind of penance for him led to moksha. Others who don't have Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra feel that I can copy him, I will also do that and get moksha. It doesn't work like that because the body is not, leading you to sansar or moksha. It is what the soul believes, what the soul knows, and where the engrossment of your consciousness is. So, Darshan Gyan Charitra, these are the attributes of the soul. They don't come externally like externally, you can wear whatever clothes you want and say, okay, I'm doing charitra. It is not true. Charitra is something which is internal to the soul and does not come from external things. Okay, so in the third dhal, we will have more clarity on what is Samyak Charitra. This is what is Mithya Charitra. Any kind of activity of the body without understanding the true nature of the self is known as Mithya Charitra. Okay. So please read Rajeshri ji.
The person does not have proper knowledge of the realities. Therefore, he does not understand the true nature of the discriminative science Bhed Vigyan between the soul and the matter. As a result, he adores the wealth, body, the sense, self fame, respect, pride, etc. He performs the activities of mortification of body without the understanding, the discriminative knowledge of soul and alien substances. He does all these activities to fulfill his desires. This is known as acquired wrong conduct, mithya charitra.
So now, whenever next time you're trying to do any kind of conduct, any kind of say a type of stuff, whatever it is, ask yourself what is the reason behind it. Is it that, like people say, oh, now you will get Devgati, you'll find so much punya that next birth you will get this. If your, inner beliefs or the intention behind doing any such thing is some worldly benefit, then certainly it is Mithya Charitra. And honestly, instead of Punya, you are actually binding Pap. Why Pap? Because the underlying factor is greed and is not Dharma. So, this kind of analysis you yourself have to do that why am I doing what I'm doing? See, we have to use our own wisdom in following any path. So, That is something which we should always bear in mind to understand what is the nature of true dharma. Now, this is the last stanza of second Dhaal. This ends the,
I've got a question to ask. Can I
yeah,
ask?
yeah, sure.
Like for us, they say you do तप to अपने पिछले जन्म का कर्म काटने के लिए you do तप ताकि you can move forward करके. So is that also wrong?
Yeah,
Like
in a way
we've
it
got
is wrong. Okay.
Ambel ki Holi going on now. They
Hmm.
say Ambel is the highest तप that you can do.
Hmm.
So they say try to do Ambel अपने कर्म काट सकते हो. So I wanted to know, get a clarity on it.
Karam katna equal to samvar nirjara. Is that what your understanding is of karam katna? Yeah.
या कर्म काटना
So
इसके पे अपन पिछले जन्म में जो कर्म करे
exactly.
हैं.
So where does it stand in seventh tattva? It stands in samvar and nirjara. You want to stop the inflow of karmas and you want to shed your past karma, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And samvar and nirjara starts with shuddhopi. We have already done that in Sat Tattva. We will do that in third Dhala also. What is actually samvar? Samvar means engagement of the soul in its pure self. At that moment, all the rag, dvesha, all those impurities stop, and that is where the influx of karma is stopping, ashram is stopping, and that is when samvar and nirjara will start. Before that, any kind of tapascharya, any kind of external bodily activity falls in the category of punya. Punya itself is in ashram and Varna. Okay. So it is not cutting the karma. You are binding auspicious karma, that too, if your understanding is right. Now, अभी ये क्या है? Understanding ये है कि I want something or I am afraid of something, so that fear or the greed or some other factor is the cause of you undertaking any kind of stuff, then it is not the right understanding. My point over here is first understand why we are doing this. What is true dharma? You do it, you do nine ambil, no problem at all, but do it with the right understanding. कि ये जो है ये पुण्य का कार्य है, धर्म नहीं है. Dharma is something else. Karma katana is absolutely something else. Okay. Am I clear?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense?
Can you explain a little bit more? Just one more example.
Okay, so in the next Dhal itself, we will learn what is true samvar, true nirjara. But understand, in Jainism, dharma, like in this path of liberation, soul and body are two distinct entities. Body से आत्मा का धर्म नहीं होता, आत्मा से बॉडी का कुछ नहीं होता. You get it? Body's functions are separate, soul's functions are separate. Soul and body are not the doers of each other. Okay, then why am I able to raise my hand? Nimit Naimitik Sambandh. Okay, this is all Nimit Naimitik Sambandh. Now, when I believe that I am doer of the body, then that is Mikhyatva. Jeev Tattva Sambandhi Bhul, Ajeev Tattva Sambandhi Bhul. Now, I am the doer of the body, so I can do Atthai, I can do Tap, I can do this. So, you are just fostering your false pride of doing from the body. So then why are all these things said to be done in Jainism? They are said to be done when you have first acquired the right belief of self and non-self. You have differentiated your soul from all the external elements, all the external substances, and have achieved that pure nirvikal atmanubhuti or the meditation of the soul. That is when you realize that now, I am completely distinct from everything else. When that happens, naturally, your interest towards the sensory desires, it goes on reducing, because now you find the bliss in the soul. So your itcha for eating a lot goes down. Now you feel that, okay, few days in a week like Ashtami and Chaturdashi, I want to keep a fast. I want to spend the day in meditation of the soul. So this kind of charitra is true charitra. When again you go to a higher level, you feel like renouncing all the bodily connections and associations because you want to spend time in yourself, in your own meditation. That kind of natural bhavna, vairagya arises, that now, for even for one moment, I cannot stay in my house. So that time the person renounces all the, everything, takes permission from the relatives and just goes to the jungle. So when that bhavna comes, that is right charity. Before that, just copying what the others are doing, maybe punya if your bhav are shubh bhav, but it is not dharma. Dharma is atmanubhuti, dharma is self-realization. Dharma is that pure meditation of the soul. Okay. That is what is going to lead you to liberation, not the other things. It will get clearer.
Okay.
We will repeat this again. Yeah. Okay. So now, as the conclusion of second dhala, what Daulatram ji is saying is that abhi tak jitna discuss kiya, whatever we have discussed about grahit mithyatva, agrahit mithyatva, mithya darshan, mithya gyan, and mithya charitra, they sab mithya charitra tya. You have to now renounce all this. Yaha, over here they have written mithya charitra, but understand he's talking about everything he has been describing from stanza 1. Okay, ऐसे मिथ्या धृग ज्ञान चरण वश. So in these way, due to these false beliefs, false knowledge, and false conduct, oh dear soul, what you have done, you have suffered incessantly. You have just taken birth, death, and in all the circumstances, you have been miserable. So what he is saying, te sab mithya charitra tyag. Now, having the right knowledge, just renounce, just abandon all these false beliefs, knowledge, and practices. Just get over them and do what? अब आत्म के हित पंथ लागे. Now adopt the path that is in actuality beneficial to the soul. Till now, all the things which you have done have been on an external, superficial level, believing yourself to be the controller and the doer of the body. Now, just abandon those false beliefs and adopt the path which is in reality beneficial to the soul. Atam ka hit panth. Now, what is that hit panth? He is going to describe through Dhala 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, starting from Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra, and Moksha. That is the topic for the further dhalas. So I'm going to show you that path through which there is going to be the real benefit of your soul. Jagjal Brahman ko dehu tyagi. Now, this Jagjal Brahman is what? Wandering in the 4 states of existence. Okay, taking birth across all the 84 lakh yonis and birth and death and janam, maran, punya, pap, everything. So now just stop this cycle of transmigration because you're absolutely miserable in that. So he is trying to convince the soul that this path which he's showing is worth adopting. Whatever you have been doing till now is hay. You have to leave it. You have to understand that it has not given you any benefit, and you have to adopt something which is truly beneficial for the soul. Ab Daulat. Now he's telling himself, Ab Daulat Nij Atam Supagi. Now, Daulat Ram, and for you all, now you tell yourself that, okay, Ab Vijal, and whoever you are, Ab Daulat Nij Atam. Now is the time you have to, stop getting engaged in all the external substances and try and understand who you really are. You have to, get engaged with your soul. You have to take genuine interest, ruchi, and excitement to be involved in your own self welfare, self benefit. This is where now the path of liberation starts. So far, he showed the miseries of 4 states of existence and the reasons for the suffering in the 4 states of existence, which were the wrong belief, wrong knowledge, and wrong conduct. And now we will see what is the right path all about. Priyanka ji, read this. Can you?
Yes. The living being, for the benefit of the soul, of the self, should discard the notion of inborn as well as acquired wrong faith, knowledge, and conduct. He must practice the nature of the absolute right faith, knowledge, and conduct. Pandit Daulat Ram Ji addresses his own soul and says that, O my soul, the transmigratory cycle of life and death occurs due to the wrong dependency towards alien substances. So, as soon as possible, please give up the notion of auspicious and inauspicious activities and get engrossed in the nature
Yeah.
of one's own pure soul.
So now we will start. Am I audible? Yeah,
Yes.
I can. Yeah. So now we start with the third dhala. The subject of this Dhala is the path of liberation. Now, you all are wondering if all of this which we have been doing so far is the wrong conduct, then what is the right path, right? What is the right understanding? How do I get of all my miseries? So now onwards, the Upesh of the true path of liberation starts. And in that also this Dhala covers the nature of right faith or Samyak Darshan and its importance. So by the end of this Dhala, you will be that all the effort that we have been doing, first you need to focus on acquiring the right belief or setting your belief right and abandoning all the wrong belief. So how we do it, we will discuss. Now, in this first Dhal, he is describing what is the benefit of the soul. Initially, he said, "Je tribhuvan mein jeev anand, sukh chahe dukh te bhaivan." Okay, all the souls desire happiness. Now, what is happiness? आत्म को हित है सुख, सो सुख आकुलता बिन कहिए, आकुलता शिव माही न ताते, शिव मग लाग्यो चाहिए. Means is that the soul's true benefit is acquiring infinite happiness, and this happiness should be how it should be without any form of restlessness. Now, to explain this, I have made some chart. Okay, so let us understand through this. Can you all see it? Yeah, this is visible. Yeah. So what the soul wants happiness. Okay. Now, what you believe to be happiness, you believe sensory desires, money, family, good health, etc., is happiness. Okay. But so far, has any of you acquired true happiness? Are you happy that you are okay? I have very happy. Okay, we are not. Why we are not? Because that happiness is always ridden with some sort of anxiety. Anything that you acquire, somewhere you are anxious about it. Suppose you bought a new big house, now you're anxious about it. Maybe there's this. You have got a child, now you're anxious about his health, education, and so on. So nowhere what we acquire happiness from the external things, it is without akulta. Okay, there is akulta or in all the things in this sansar. But real happiness should be nirakul. Nirakul means what? There is no form of anxiety. Okay, it is absolutely tranquil. It is unperturbed. There is no disturbance at all. Other thought about anything. It is pure. You get it? Now, whatever happiness we get is so temporary. You all know that, right? Today something makes you happy. Tomorrow the other thing, makes you happy. Like today something so bad, you achieve it, and then immediately you have some other desire. So it is temporary. Like you get a new phone. For how many days that happiness of owning your new iPhone 15 lasts? So first is level 100, and by the time 2 months, you don't even feel happy about it. There is something else bothering you. So it is temporary. Is it complete? Did any of the external acquisition complete you that now I don't want any? So it's never complete. There is always some sort of thing which is, remaining. That pit of desire is always empty. The more you keep on filling that pit, the more it becomes empty from the bottom. You understand? So it is never complete. Then is our happiness constant? I already said for few moments you are happy, then you are unhappy, then again few moments you are happy, then again unhappy. And the happiness right now which you are getting from other things is completely dependent. It is dependent on the health of the body, on the health, on your sensory organs. Like imagine you have a palace like Ambani's, you are living in the Antilla, but you are on a wheelchair. Will you be happy? Okay. So this is dependent upon so many other things. It is not only ki, bahar mein sab theek ho. So overall, any happiness in this sansar is neither is full of akulta, it is temporary, it is incomplete, it is transient. There are intervals of that thoda happiness. It is never like, okay, you're fully happy. And it is dependent on a lot of factors. And that is why it is not happiness. What is it then? It is sukha, illusion of happiness. And that illusion, what happens is you keep on running behind that illusion like a mirage that, okay, I will run somewhere, I will get something. You all understand what a mirage is? Yeah, the deer running in the desert, shining thing. He feels that it's water and he keeps on running, but actually it is not water. These are the sun rays that are, reflecting from the desert sand. So he keeps on running, and in the end, that is known as Mrug Marichika in Shastras. Okay. Yeah, Subhaji, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, no, Ji, nothing.
Okay. Yeah. So that is not real happiness. So in Sansar, all the happiness mirage. You are just running behind nothingness. Trust me, it is an illusion. I mean, you will feel okay, after education, I'll be happy, I'll get my degree, equal to happiness. But okay, now that is just the start of your corporate. Go there, I'll get promotion, I'll be happy. No. I'll become a partner, I'll be happy. No. I'll become a CEO, I will be happy. No. Nowhere you are going to be happy. Now that decision you have to make. Where will you be happy? So Atam Kohit hai sukh kahiye. Where there is no akulta, only there you will be happy. This is the tattva nirnay that you have to do. That my happiness will not come from any of these things. It is going to come where? Moksha. Okay, so as I have written, is like this. Incomplete, dependent, Punya Uday comes in interval, and it leaves you more miserable. Like in that illusion, sometime you felt happy. So you have it, and then it went away. So now you want that feeling again, and because of that, your effort goes on and on in cycles. So you have to decide that this is not the happiness, and this is the happiness that I should for. Because once I have it, there is nothing, no ichha left, no desire left, nothing to do. You're there eternally in Anant Sukh, Anant Gyan, Anant Darshan with Anant Virya. And all this misery will end forever. Okay. So real happiness is not anywhere in Sansar or in any of the four gatis. You go to Sarvat Siddhi, Navgravya, Anuttar, Anuddesh, Vaimanik Dev, they are also yearning for getting a human birth and take Diksha. Their Gunasthan maximum is fourth Gunasthan. So they also have the other three passions. And remember, wherever there are passions, there is Sukh. Okay. So there also there is no Sukh. Where is Sukh? Sukh is in Moksha and Moksha. Okay. So true happiness is only obtainable in liberation or moksha. And that is why आत्म का हित क्या है? आत्म को हित है सुख सो सुख आकुलता बिन कहिए. Akulta Shiv Mahinatate. Shiv means moksha. This kind of restlessness is not there in moksha, and that is why the benefit of the soul is to follow the path of liberation. Okay. So if you want your own benefit, you have to, now reflect again and again on this. You have to challenge your own beliefs. What should I work for? Where my purusharth should lie? What should be my priority? How much should I, spend time on these worldly acquisitions, and how much should I spend time on my swadhyay and purusharth for moksha? All those who don't get time for, I don't get time for anything. I don't get time to do swadhyay. I don't get time to listen to recordings. I don't get time for anything. Why? Because you don't have the priority. You don't feel this is your true happiness, right? So when you will convince yourself, you will repeatedly reflect on this, you will understand, you will be able to realize that this is where I am going to be fulfilled. This is going to give my ultimate fulfillment. That is when your true Purusharth, your right effort will begin from this. Okay. So this is why Shivamag Lago Chahiye. No other effort, no other mehnat, no other Purusharth. And understand one thing, externally, this soul cannot do anything. Can you do anything of Paradravya? That much logic you have understood, right? That I can only function in my own self. I cannot even control the modification of the body. Otherwise, nobody will, have any diseases. Nobody will have hair fall, white hair, all those problems. If you can control your body, why are you having all those problems? Just think about it. You cannot control the body. You cannot do anything there, and all your purusharth is going there. Where you can actually do something is your own consciousness, is your own Gyan Darshan, and over there, now you have to give the priority. The purusharth has to be in the right direction. Got it? Is it making sense? Anybody has anything to ask? Yeah, Priyanka.
Jai Jinendra. Vijal
Yeah.
ji, so doesn't then Jainism run the risk of being called as being selfish? Because हम लोग
Why?
बोलते हैं अपना अपना करो, like because see, if we are saying कि एक द्रव्य दूसरे द्रव्य क्या कुछ नहीं कर सकता है,
Yeah.
एक जीव दूसरे जीव का कुछ नहीं कर सकता है, और हम लोग बोलते हैं कि शुभ नहीं, लाइक ऑस्पिशियस एक्शंस करने से
Yeah.
भी कभी कभार लाइक पाप का लग सकता है, and so the only thing that we have to focus is on yourself. So
Yeah.
it just because then I actually had someone ask me this question. They said like, okay, so you're telling me like Jainism is not believing in God, is it like more self-centered and things like that? So
Now, okay,
so
so you
then
understand one
yeah,
thing, okay? These Shubh Bhav, like if you want to grow wheat, will the grass grow on its own or no? The stalk will grow, the husk and everything will grow, right? Or only
yeah,
you can grow the wheat grain. So when you have the true understanding of dharma, this Shubh Bhav of karuna, of uppar, prabhavana are always going to be there. It is not going to be possible that you are in your own path and you will not have this compassion for all the other living beings. You will not have the bhavana to give updesh. It's not going to happen like that, because this punya is like that ghas, which is always going to be there with the grain. But your interest is in the ghas or the grain? In the grain, right? You don't want the
everything.
grass, correct?
Yes, yes.
Your objective is that, so you have to follow your objective. Everything else is going to come on its own, but understand it is not the path of liberation. दूसरे का भला करना से मोक्ष नहीं होता है. Okay, here what we are discussing, how to eliminate your sorrows forever. And in this path everybody is solitary. It's your solo journey. It's not like सब लोग हाथ पकड़ के जाओ. You understand? You are responsible
Yeah,
for your own karma. Can you bind karma for other person? Get it? So this is the nature of things in the universe. कि सबका अलग अलग है. Now what we are saying is, we are not saying कि तुम करो या नहीं करो. तुम अपना आत्मा का ज्ञान करो. You understand? You focus on the self-realization of the soul, and whatever externally is happening is not dharma. That much you understand. You do good things. You feed the cows. You feed the dogs. You help others. You go to the orphanage and donate. But that is not dharma, is what I'm saying. That is not the path of liberation. You understand? Here, our focus is what? Prayojan. Prayojan is what? Happiness. Happiness is what? Happiness is following this path. All of that is not going to give you real happiness, is my point.
yeah, temporary.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Makes
you.
sense? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, the next two lines. Samyak Darshan Gyan. So he said, Shiv Mag Lago Chahiye means follow the path of liberation if you want your ultimate benefit. That is where we ended. So now what? Samyak Darshan Gyan Charan. What is that path of liberation? What should I follow? Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charan. By heart this. What is the path of liberation? Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra. Nothing else. Okay. No other upvas, vrat, tap, diksha, nothing. Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra is the path of liberation. Shiv Magaso Duvidha Vicharo. Now this path of liberation, think about it from 2 points of view. Duvid means 2 perspectives. It is of 2 kinds. Vicharo means think of it from 2 different perspectives. Jo satyarath रूप सो निश्चय कारण सो व्यवहारो. In that, the real path of liberation, or which actually leads to moksha, is the Nishchay Moksha Marg, or is the real path of liberation. And along with it, like I already gave one example, the grain and the grass. So Nishchay Moksha Marg is the grain, and the grass which grows along is Vyavhar Moksha. Okay. Karan so Vyavharo. So first the grass grows and then the grain comes from that, right? Though it is not exactly like this, so don't take this example literally, but that is something which is not the true moksha, and Nishchay moksha is the true moksha. Now I'm going to explain this in detail, so don't worry. We will read this, and along with this, I will explain. Aditi ji, read this.
Absolute right conduct is associated with absolute right faith and knowledge. The soul with absolute right faith has subjective articulate knowledge, bhavshrut gyan. The absolute and conventional point of views form part of the subjective articulate knowledge. Therefore, the person with wrong faith cannot have any of the partial point of view. Nay. The
Bas.
partial point.
Bas. So we all have learned what is Nishchay Vyavhar, right? You all know it. So to revise your concept and understand it simply, let us take any object, say a laddu. Okay. Now a laddu, say it is a besan laddu. So this besan laddu, whether you eat it in USA, Dubai, Canada, India, anywhere, it will be the same besan laddu, right? The taste is same. You eat in the morning, afternoon, night, any time of the day, anywhere, besan laddu is a besan laddu. So usko samjho nischay. This is the real thing. Now that besan laddu, suppose I brought from say Matunga. So now it became Matunga ka laddu. Conventional point of view number one. Then I said there are 5 laddus. From that 4 are eaten. One I have saved for my son. Now my husband is going to eat that laddu. I said, don't you dare touch it. This is Veer's laddu. So that became conventional point of view number 2. Then say somebody asked me, kitne ka liya? I said, 1 laddu 50 rupees. Conventional point of view number 3. So these conventional statements or Vyavhar Kathan keep on changing depending upon the situation, the relativity. You understand what I mean? Sometimes it is Matunga ka laddu, sometimes it is expensive laddu, sometimes it is 20 rupees ka laddu, whatever. So these are the conventional viewpoints. Did the laddu change in any of these statements? Okay, usko pakad ke rakho. So nischay remains the same. Vyavhar nahi is describing the same thing in different point of views. And all of them are relatively correct. But they are not absolutely correct. You understand that? What is the absolute truth? Besan laddu. You understand? खाने पे टेस्ट किसका आया? बेसन लड्डू. So that is the absolute truth. And telling it कि वीर का लड्डू है, 20 रुपए का लड्डू है, माटुंगा का लड्डू है, महंगा लड्डू, or any other perspective from which I am describing the laddu is the conventional point of view. Okay. So now, from the real point of view, moksha marg is simple. Samyak darshan, samyak gyan, and samyak charitra. And this is also because I am dividing it into 3, this is also Vyavhar. Actually, in simple words, it is the self-realization that is the path of liberation. Shuddhopyog, absolute meditation of the soul. However, language has its own, limitations, and the description of a thing is not possible until you experience. So that is why we have to break up the thing, divide it into smaller things to make it comprehensible. Now, for example, I ask you, Aditi, describe the taste of gulab jamun. Describe. How will you describe?
It is sweet.
Like sugar. Same like sugar. So I eat sugar, I eat gulab jamun. Is it the same?
No.
Okay. So if I prompt you more, you will just take a gulab jamun, stuff it in my mouth and tell me, now you know. Understood? This is my point. Everything is not possible to describe in words. So now Acharya Dev has told, okay, Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, Samyak Charitra, Moksha Marg hai. And in that, you attempt to realize your soul. In that time, there is no vikalp, there are no thoughts, there is no ragdvesh. That is Samyak Darshan. So this is the description. But it is not complete because that experience cannot be put into words. Simple taste of gulab jamun, you are not describing beyond it is sweet. Okay, so how will you describe Atmanubhuti? But this is something which has to be attained. So whatever description is there is in Vyavhar. You understand? I need to use these conventional statements to describe the real point of view, but it is not the actual one. That is the relationship between Nishchay and Vyavhar. थोड़ा समझ रहा है? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
One more example we will take. Suppose I am at Pune. Okay. At Pune, there is a signboard. Mumbai 200 kilometers. What do I deduce from the signboard? Is that signboard Mumbai? Mumbai लिखा है ना, तो it is Mumbai, right? No, it is not Mumbai. You are wise enough to know that. Mumbai arrow. So it means that in that direction, if I go ahead, then I will reach my destination Mumbai. So the signboard's function is what? That this place is not Mumbai, but it is showing me the right direction of Mumbai. Got it? Now come to the real thing. When we say that Vrat, Tap, Upvas, Dev Shastra, Guru Shraddhan, Sat Tattva Shraddhan, etc. is Samyak Darshan, it is known as conventional path of right belief. What does it mean? It is not the real right belief. Okay. जैसे मुंबई का साइन बोर्ड is not Mumbai, when I am describing this as Vyavhar Moksha Marg, it is not the real Moksha Marg, but it is giving me the direction that if you go to Kudev Guru Kushastra, you are not going to get Moksha Marg. So Dev Shastra Guru Shraddhan, they have put in Vyavhar Samyak Darshan. If you don't understand the Sat Tattva, you will not get Samyak Darshan. So they have put 7 element understanding in Samyak Darshan. Samjha? Yeah. So Vyavhar Samyak Darshan is not Samyak Darshan. It is just showing me what are the instrumental factors present when one gets that self-experience. How will you get self-experience? What is the prior eligibility of the soul? So that is why they are saying, anyay, aniti, abhakshka, tyagi. A person who does not do any form of injustice. He is not, having any form of deceit, lies, or malice in him. He is not eating abhaksh. Then they are describing, they have Sat Tattva Shraddhan. They have Dev Shastra Guru True Shraddhan. So all of these factors form the eligibility or the patrata of the soul. But will all such souls get Samyak Darshan? So this is Vyavhar, but the true Samyak Darshan is the absolute Atmanubhuti or the realization of the soul. But when that happens, all of these factors which I have mentioned are inevitably there. It is not possible that someone says that I am a Samyak Drashti and he is going to Guru Kudev. It is impossible. Teen log teen kaal mein aisa nahi ho. You understand? So this is the relation between the Nishchay and Vyavhar. So real Moksha Marg is the Nishchay Moksha Marg. Along with it, what are the instrumental factors present? Uska gyan karane ke liye, to make you understand, so that an ignorant soul does not fall trap to any of the false doctrines. That is why they have said that these are the factors present conventionally. So you, as a learner, can make a right decision of which path to follow. Am I making sense? Yeah, Samjha? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Subhaji, read.
The partial point of view, Naya,
Nahi,
is
absolute
always
right, Kanda. Partial point of view, yes.
the partial point of view, Naya, is always dependent. Sapiksha. If the conventional point of view is believed to be present before the absolute point of view, then it becomes one without any dependence. Nirpeksha. This is not possible. The conventional point of view must be associated with the absolute point of view. As mentioned above, these partial points of view, absolute and conventional point of views, occur in the right faith stage onwards. In the ignorant stage, therefore, there is no partial point of views, and it can only be the fallacy of absolute and conventional point of views. Nischay Abbas and Vyavhara Abbas. Should I
Please
continue?
scroll down. We
Okay.
can't see.
1 second. So listen. Now, this 9 are the elements of Samyak Shrut Gyan. An enlightened soul who has had the self-experience is the one who has the true knowledge or the true grasping of Nischay and Vyavhar. So till then, we cannot say anybody has Nischay or Vyavhar. If I have the right belief of God's scriptures and monks, and if I say that, okay, I can, ratify and say all the definitions of the 7 elements, but that does not mean that I have Vyavhar Samyak Darshan and later on I'll get Nischay Samyak Darshan. Both of these happen simultaneously. You understand? एक के बिना दूसरा नहीं, निश्चय के बिना व्यवहार होता ही नहीं है. So for example, if there is no Mumbai 200 kilometers ahead, Can I put that board anywhere and claim कि you go this way and you will get Mumbai? निश्चय होना चाहिए ना. For Mumbai has to be there for that signboard to be true. Understand the example? If I put signboard in Delhi, Mumbai 200 kilometers ahead, then it is a fallacy. It is mithyatva. It is wrong. You got it? From Pune, if I am putting in this direction 200 kilometers, there is Mumbai. So that Vyavhar and Nishchay both are true. Without Nishchay, there is no Vyavhar. So why we are saying this over here? Some people believe that, okay, first I will do Vrat, Tap, Charitra, this, and get Vyavhar Samyak Darshan and do Vyavhar Mokshmarg. And by doing this, I will get Nishchay. So it is not like that. First, you get the right belief that Nishchay comes, and conventionally all these external things are observed. In the, Rag, Shubh Rag and bodily activities are associated with that Nishchay Samyak Darshan. So they are two sides of the same coin. When one is there, the other is always present, and Nishchay has to be present. Okay. Without Nishchay, externally people can follow whatever they want to follow, but they are not Samyak Drashti until and unless they have the absolute pure meditation and that, Atmanubhav of the soul. Without self-realization, there is no Mokshmarg, in short. Okay. So now, Jaini ji read the second one.
Sorry, Viral ji.
Essentially, the soul has thoughts about the nature of the nine reals as mentioned by the omniscient Lord, has full faith in the omniscient Lord, the scriptures, and the enlightened teachers, and also has milder form of passions in the form of auspicious activity. With this background and with his own personal effort, now he obtains right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. At this time of obtaining absolute form of triple gems, the previous activities are known as conventional form of reasons, Vyavhar Karan.
Bas. So I just mentioned what patrata, what eligibility one needs to have. So that is why that you need to follow the omniscient lords. You need to abandon your Kudev, Kuguru, Kushastra. You have to follow true Lord, true scriptures and true monks. And you have to go into their Updesh. And then you have to do Purusharth in the direction that they have shown. So this is the previous Bhumika we are showing. Okay. And by doing this, if you achieve Samyak Darshan, that is the time when this becomes Vyavhar. Till that time, this is not even Vyavhar. So for example, I can be called a mother only when I have a son, right? Without that, can I call myself a mother? If I don't have children, can I call myself a mother? Till that time, I'm only a woman. Now, mother is a conventional point of view, which comes when that real point of view, Nishchay, the child is there. Without that, calling myself a mother is what? It is jute. It is a fallacy. It is mithyat. Correct? So without Nishchay, Atmanubhuti, doing all of this cannot be called as Vyavhar. When that Atmanubhav's birth happens, or when that, true experience of the soul is there, that time, all these factors are the Vyavhar Samyak Darshan. So, in order for ignorant mundane beings to follow, we are telling you do this path. You first do Dev Shastra Guru Shraddhan, then Sat Tattva Shraddhan. All of this you do. This is the path. And with right effort, if you get Samyak Darshan, this becomes Vyavhar Samyak Darshan. Samjha? Yeah?
Yes, Ji.
Okay. Go ahead, read again, then, come back if there is still some confusion. Yeah, Jaini ji, go ahead.
Also, when the soul is in the stage of the absolute right faith, then there are associated auspicious activities and other instrumental causes present present, and they are known as the conventional path to liberation. It is important to know that only the absolute path is the real reason for liberation and not the conventional path. The pure
Okay. So Nishchay Myo Moksha Marg hi Moksha Marg. Why are we describing conventional path? Just to show what Nimit is there. Okay, so that the mundane beings understand that if I follow this direction, I might possibly reach liberation. Got it? To show what Nimit is suitable in this. But that is not the real path. Going to temple every day and reading Jinwani every day is not the path of liberation. Path of liberation is Atmanubhuti, or the pure meditation of the soul. Okay? Go ahead, Jenny ji.
The pure soul is full of happiness, and that is why the real happiness derives from taking support of this pure soul. The happiness does not occur with the support of any instrumental causes or any conventional forms. The path to the liberation is unity of the absolute right faith, knowledge, and conduct. Shall I continue?
Yeah, continue.
The path to liberation is only one, and that is in the form of absolute way. There is only one path to liberation. This is in its absolute form. The scriptures describe both the absolute form and the conventional form, the latter of which is used as a formality, upchar, and although it is always associated with the absolute form, it is not the true path. The true path to liberation is one and only the absolute form of liberation. Can you
So
please
at
play?
least 5 times he has repeated the absolute path is the true path. Okay, so by now it must be clear that our belief should be that this path of liberation. Now, what is that absolute path? That is the next dhal, next gatha itself. पर द्रव्यन्ते भिन्न आप में रुचि सम्यक्त्व भला है. So this is describing samyak darshan or the right way. Paradravya means what? All the external substances, starting from the whole universe to the body, to the panch indriya, to internal emotions, rag, dvesh, karma. Everything is paradravya. And separate from it, bhinna from it, aap means the self, my soul. Are you with me? Yeah? Paradravya means all the external substances, including the body, the dravya karma, the karma uday, the emotions, everything comes in par. Swa is what? Is my pure soul. Okay, so from these paradravya, when I distinguish myself as being me, the one full of consciousness and bliss, that kind of interest, ruchi means what? A deep interest. Such interest that now I'm not interested in anything else. I don't want any of the worldly desires, all my inclination is directed towards this self experience. So paradravyan te bhin aap में रुचि सम्यक्त्व bhala means निश्चय. Okay. So separate from the soul, my own realization is samyak darshan, and that is nischay samyak darshan. Simple. My interest in external things has gone, and I am only interested in my pure self. I only have the identification. Ruchi is also identification. I told the belief attributes function is to establish identification. Now I don't identify myself with any of the transient tags. I am Shuddhatma, I am the pure soul. That kind of a firm, assured belief is Samyak Darshan. Aap roop ko jaan pano. Now, with that belief, the knowledge also knows that I am the self and this body is non-self. That kind of distinguishing which happens in the knowledge is Samyak Gyan. Knowing my true self as it is and knowing the other substances also as it is Samyak Gyan. Mithya Gyan means what? Knowing myself means what? I am the body. That is false knowledge. But knowing myself as the soul and the external substances as they are is Samyak Gyan, which is a true art. It is a kala. To separate out, to dish out the soul from all the other mixed substances, it is known as kala. It is a Bhed Vigyan Kala, which is the art which all the seekers have to learn if you want to get liberated. This is the subtle art to distinguish between what is mine and what is not me. आप रूप में लीन रहे थिर. आप रूप means in this experience of myself. Lean means I am completely engrossed. When I am completely engrossed in my own self experience and I am stabilized in that sthirta, thir. Okay, my consciousness is so stable within that I don't feel like coming out of it. I am not, having the inclination of knowing anything else, knowing anyone else, doing anything. No ragdvesh, no paradravya. That state of the soul is samyak charitra. Body taking diksha is not samyak charitra. It is vyavhar charitra. This state of the soul is samyak charitra. Okay. So vyavhar charitra is always there with this samyak charitra, but it is not real moksha marg. This is real moksha marg. The self-experience, knowledge of the self, belief in the self, and complete engrossment in the self is the three gems or Ratnatraya, which is the path of liberation. And this is Nischay Moksha Marg. अब व्यवहार मोक्ष मग सुनिए हेतु नियत को होय. So along with this, what is always there? Vyavahar moksha marg, and now he is going to describe that. In 3 lines, he has said कि यही सच्चा है. This is the absolute thing. You have to work for it. But where this is there, what is inevitably present as the external instrumental cause, that description is now going to happen. Okay. Yeah. Who has not read? Read, Priyanka ji.
The absolute form of right faith means to have unbroken faith in the true nature of the pure soul. To understand and to know that this pure soul is forever separate from all alien substances of the universe is known as the right knowledge in the absolute form. When one gives up the interest in all alien substances of the universe and becomes engrossed in the true nature of this pure soul, then it is known as a right conduct in the absolute way. The description of the conventional form of liberation will be given from stanza number 3 to 10. When the person is on the path of liberation from absolute form, then it is essential to know about the nature of the conventional path to liberation.
Okay, so now if there are any questions, I will take. There are 5 more minutes, then we will end for the day. We will continue from the stanza 3 tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, I
Anyone?
have a question.
Hmm.
I just wanted to ask that see we in Jain temples we like we put money and coins and all that. So if God is Vitragi, then I mean like he doesn't have, he's possessionless, he doesn't have any wealth and possessions, then why do we put all that coins and
We are not
money?
putting money for God because you are going to the temple every day. So as a Shravak, you feel that, the, what you say, the daily activities of the temple should be done properly. Like the pujari is doing the puja and there is cleaning going on. So you want to contribute in that thing. That is why you are doing. Bhagwan ko kuch matlab nahi hai. You put, you don't put. But giving dan, it reduces your lobe. You understand, your greed in a way is reduced, your passions are reduced, and that is why dana is advanced. But उससे भगवान को कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. In Jainism there is no कि हे भगवान ये हो गया, I will do 501 rupees का चढ़ावा and all that. All of that is purely false. This is just that, we also want to contribute and help in this pujari ka dakshina and all of that things that go on, all that chawal and all the pujan samagri which comes. So for that we are doing. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, Priyanka. Anyone wants
If
to
no
just
one,
leave, can do Jinwani Stuti and leave. I will answer questions. Yeah.
okay. If nobody wants to ask a question, then I'll go for it.
Yeah.
Vijalji, I have a question. So, just to put it into practical living. So, there is suppose some situation that happens at work or like at home, not everything is going to go as per our liking. Now, if
Hmm.
suppose there is a period where you are having a passion, like, it could be anger or like, attachment or anything. How do you focus on yourself, on your soul? Like, in one of the chapters with Rajesh sir, we read that, at any given point, part of the soul that is pure manifestation of the soul is always shining. And is there any way, like, that we can remind ourselves? Because at that point, we are kind of looking at a, simple, like,
Yeah.
uh,
Okay, I get it.
detachment from self. Yeah.
So, anger, you have to understand, is an impure manifestation. Okay. That anger is soul's bhav karma only. Okay. So, but it is its impure manifestation. So, how do you attain purity? So, swabhav and vibhav ke beech mein bhed vigyan. I'll explain to you what it means. Now, how many people live in your house?
Two.
Trick question. Okay. Say, suppose you said 4. Okay. Did you count the ants, cockroaches, all of those things? You will say they
No.
are not my family members, They are there, but they are not a part of my family. But I asked you how many people live in your house, how many beings live in your house. So what it means is that your swabhav is the infinite attributes. Okay. Gyan, darshan, charitra, sukh, etc. are my swabhav. And these anger, anxiety, man, kashai, lok kashai, they are just there in my house. They are not my nature. Now, when you understand that, do you prepare food for the cockroaches and ants? But they are still feeding in your house, okay? They are eating whatever is fallen down. But you're not preparing for them, you're not fostering them, you're not feeding them. In the same way, if I understand that these passions, they are separate from me, वो स्वभाव नहीं है, विभाव है. Okay, I am not their doer, I am not responsible for them, then you stop feeding them. Okay, right now what happens? You feel anger is mine. I am only angry. First, you get angry, then you convince yourself not to get angry, then you blame yourself, guilt trip yourself. All of those cycle goes on. But just do that Bhed Vigyan, that is not my swabhav. It was a temporary, affliction that happened, a temporary rise of passion, which was due to charitra monia karma. Us pe dal do. It is not my nature. My nature is Shuddhatma. This is differentiation. स्व एंड पर एंड स्वभाव एंड विभाव का भेद विज्ञान. I am not that, so I am not getting attached to it. So the more you try to put it away from your true nature, this is not my swabhav. This greed that is arising is not my swabhav. This thing is not my swabhav. I am Shuddhatma. My swabhav is a knower. And the more you focus on the knower, where you put your focus, that thing expands in your life, right? So the focus is not kashai. Kashai ko lao hatao. If that is the focus, kashai badega. But if Atma is the focus, Atma के आश्रय से शुद्धता होती है. When you take the shelter of the pure soul, that is how you will manifest the purity. अशुभ के आश्रय से अशुद्धता होती है. So if you take the shelter of passions, you are going to generate more passions. Okay. So, and in now, currently we are in the stage, we still don't really know. Okay. So at this point, what is your primary foremost duty? Do maximum sadhya. With repeated swadhyay, all these things, they will become etched. And when they are etched, it becomes effortless. So initially in the driving school, you go, sir might have given this example many times. You go to the driving school, where is the accelerator? I mean, you just look down and find it. But later on, it is so effortless that, you can do everything along with driving the car. So this Bhed Vigyan then will become an effortless part of your life. You will not have to think about it. Abhi krodh hua, and then you're like, okay, this is not me. I am nothing. Nothing has happened. Nothing has changed. You're just quickly able to snap out of it. That is how the progression, as you progress on this path, it will happen. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? Can we end the class? Okay, see you all tomorrow, 8:45 p.m. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है. जावाणी के ज्ञान से सूझे लो कालो, सो वाणी मस्तक नमो सदा दे तुम भो. बोलो जिनवाणी मात की जय. 9 बार नमोकार मंत्र गिनेंगे. जय जिनेन्द्र.
Jai Hind.